Hello and welcome to our online learning session. I hope you all are fit and fine at your homes. See, among this pandemic situation that we are facing, it's an opportunity that you are getting to study online. So let's start with 8th standard science, second chapter, that is health and disease. Now, what is health? Now, as a student, have you ever taken leave from school when you are not feeling well? And when you are not feeling well, how do you feel? If you have fever, that time you are not able to, sometimes you are not even able to stand. You only want to sleep, you should have your medicines, food, and then go to sleep. Now this all things happen when we are sick or ill. Physically we are not able to concentrate, even mentally we are not able to concentrate in things. Now what is health? Now health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-beingness and not merely just the absence of disease. Means it is not just merely the absence of disease. You should be physically, also you should have a positivity in physically, mentally and even the social stress. Whatever stress is there in all these three things, that shouldn't be there. There you should have a sound health. Then you will have a good health. So it is not just absence of disease. So health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-beingness and not merely the absence of any disease. Now social well-beingness means to have a good relationship with the society. Now what is disease? Now condition of disturbances in physiological and psychological processes of body is called as a disease. Each disease has its own specific symptoms. Now in disease there are disturbances in physiological and psychological processes. Now what is physiological? Now the branch of biology that deals with the normal functions of living organisms and their parts. Whatever normal functions are there of our parts of the living organisms, that is known as physiology. And then what is psychology? Now that deals with the mental and emotional state of a person. That is known as psychology. Now every disease, as you know, it has a specific symptom. You are having fever, or sometimes you are having headache, or sometimes nausea or vomiting. Nausea is the feeling of vomiting, but you don't vomit, but you get that feeling again and again. Now see the types of disease. You must have heard the names of various diseases like diabetes, common cold, asthma, Down syndrome, heart disease, etc. Reasons and symptoms of all these diseases are different. So reasons are also different. They are carried on through vectors like malaria and all. We have the mosquito as a vector which passes the germs from one person to another. Some are that is hereditary, that we get from our parents. So like this, the reasons and symptoms of these diseases are different. Now Down syndrome, as mentioned here, that is a genetic disorder due to chromosomal defect, due to which it leads to abnormalities in the child or in the person. Now to bring coordination in scientific study of diseases are classified as follows. Now see on page number 6, types of diseases. One is according to the duration and the other is according to the reasons. Now according to the duration and reason. Now duration is the time period. Reason why it is caused. Now duration, see, in that we have chronic disease and acute disease. Now chronic means long term disease what we have, and acute is a short term. Now hereditary diseases and acquired diseases. Hereditary diseases means when there are defect in the chromosomes or genes that we get from the parents. So that comes under hereditary disease, which example we know as Down's syndrome, which is a genetic disorder due to chromosomal defect and the person gets abnormalities. Now acquired disease. In that, infectious disease and non-infectious disease. Now these disease we acquire from somewhere. Now like infectious disease like common cold, flu, dengue, these are infectious disease because they spread from one person to another. Now non-infectious disease like diabetes and heart disease. Now these are not if a person is having diabetes or heart disease and if you come in contact with that person and you will immediately get this disease, no, it is not like that because they are non-infectious diseases. Now, what do you mean by pathogen? Now, pathogens are microbes or microorganisms that cause diseases. They are nothing but microorganisms. Now, that can include bacteria, virus, fungi. Now, if you see, when someone sneezes or coughs, now out of this what they spit or what they sneeze, you'll find some water particles coming out of their mouth. So which are the droplets which are very light, you know, they disperse in the air and they can cause disease to other persons, whereas the larger droplets they fall on the ground. As you can see on page number 6, it is through your sputum when you spit. Now what are infectious disease? Now diseases spread through contaminated air, food, water or vectors. In vectors you will have animals or insects that are called as infectious disease. If contaminated air is there, through air you can get the disease. Through water you can get, if the water is contaminated and you are drinking that water, mostly in rainy season you should boil the water and drink because it can contain a lot of particles, sand particles and other dirty things can come in that, and if you drink that water then surely you will fall ill. Now see on the page number 7 we have a table of infectious disease. Now here tuberculosis. Now tuberculosis is caused by the pathogen Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now what is the mode of infection? Spitting by a person through air, prolonged contact with and sharing of materials of the patient. So if somebody has spit through that, it can spread through the air and prolonged contact or sharing things with the patient. So TB people, they are really very dangerous, means you should not be in contact with them because they can affect you with that disease. Now symptoms. Now chronic cough, long time cough, bloody spitting, means you get blood in the spitting. Emaciation means when you are abnormally thin or very weak, that is known as emaciation. And difficult breathing, means there is difficulty in breathing. Now what is the prevention and treatment? There is a vaccine which we get, that is the BCG vaccine. Isolation of the patients. Patients are quarantined, they are kept alone. How it nowadays what is done for coronavirus, because that is also an infectious disease. So that patients should be isolated, he should not come in contact with other people, otherwise he will spread the disease. And then regular medication as DOT. Now what is the meaning of DOT? Is directly observed treatment. Here the hospital workers or who look up the medical staff, they directly observe the patients by giving them medicines and all, because if they are not observed directly, they may skip their medicines and then they may infect some other people. So that is a therapy called DOT, which is given by WHO to control the spread of tuberculosis. Now jaundice, that is hepatitis. Now hepatitis virus, there are A, B, C, D, E. Now how the mode of infection is contaminated water. Through contaminated water you can have hepatitis. Sharing of needles in hospitals, if you see, if you are being given an injection and you are suppose infected and you are giving an injection, and the same injection if the doctor is giving, the needle he is using and giving to the other person, he may get infected with that. Even through blood transfusion you can get. Now, anorexia. The symptoms are anorexia, yellow urine. Urine is yellow. Anorexia is a eating disorder where your appetite is less, becomes less. You don't feel like eating. And general weakness is there, nausea, vomiting, grey stool. Now, nausea is the feeling of vomiting. You don't get vomiting, but you feel like vomiting. Now, drink boiled water and proper cleaning of hands. You should properly cleanse up. Now, this cleaning of hand is the very must. It has become nowadays. You should always clean your hands, wash your hands whenever you go outside and come at home, before and after using the toilet, before you sit for your meals, before you eat anything. Every day you should wash your hands properly. Now, third is the dysentery. It is caused by bacteria, virus, Shigella, bacilli and Entamoeba histolytica. Now, Entamoeba histolytica is a parasitic protozoan which affects and causes dysentery. Now, see, contaminated food and water, same reason for the mode of infection. Now, water is stool and pain in the abdomen. There is a pain in the abdomen and water is stool means diarrhea. And but the dysentery is a very severe diarrhea, so you get dysentery. Now, drinking of boiled water, proper storage of food and ORS consumption, that is oral rehydration solution. All the salts are restored in the body which the doctor prescribes when you lose all water from your body that time. Now, cholera, Vibrio cholera, that is a bacteria, and even that is spread through contaminated water and food. And what are the symptoms? It is vomiting, severe diarrhea. Again, your diarrhea is there, and cramps in leg. You get cramps in leg. In cramps, you get a very severe pain. Now, follow hygienic practices. Hygienic means everything should be clean around you. Avoid open place food. Now, when you go to a shop and if you buy something that they have fried or something, and if you see that they have kept open, you can see mosquitoes coming on that. Now, these mosquitoes, they sit on the food and they defecate there only, and they spread the disease. So that is why you should be careful. Don't buy the open food. If it is closed with some net or something like that, buy that food. Drinking boiled water. Have the habit of drinking boiled water every day because it is a very good habit and it is very good for your health. Vaccination against cholera, and you should get vaccination against cholera. Now, typhoid, it is caused by Salmonella typhi, which is a bacterium. Again, for here it is contaminated food and water. Now, here we have anorexia, and I had told that is the loss of appetite, so you become thin. Headache is there, rash on the abdomen, dysentery means loose stools, and fever up to 104 degree Fahrenheit fever can go. Now, drinking clean water, vaccination and proper disposal of sewage. Now, these things should be done. Now if you see, if there is a place near your surrounding where there are some things kept which you don't need, and there is water in that stagnant water for longer periods of time, in that case the mosquitoes, they breed on that stagnant water and they multiply and they start then irritating everybody. Nowadays you will find mosquitoes, they come too much and they are biting every time, and you should be very careful because they transfer the germs from one person to the others, and they can cause malaria and dengue. Now, how can we observe personal hygiene? Now, these are some of the important diseases of the present days we will see, but how can we observe personal hygiene? Now, personal hygiene, that is up to you, how you wash your hands when you go out, how you keep your places properly clean. All these things, it is on your level, how you keep clean everything. Don't allow water to stop at your place, means to halt at your surrounding. And Why should we drink boiled water in rainy season? Now, you should drink boiled water in rainy season because in rainy season, as you see, everywhere there is water flooded and all. So that water, may enter the drinking water source, and it can contaminate the water with germs. So that is why you should boil the water and drink. Why the clean hands drive is run in schools? Now, see, in schools the clean hands drive are run so that children are aware of the cleanliness, of the hygiene, and we have to wash our hands every time. Now, dengue. Mosquitoes lay the eggs in waterlogged places. Now, especially if you see tires and all in that, it is unused tire which is kept, in that you will see the water has accumulated, and the mosquitoes, they give their eggs in that and start to multiply. Mosquitoes lay the eggs in waterlogged places, and thereby their population increases. Now, different species of mosquitoes spread different diseases. Now, different species, they spread different diseases. Now, dengue is spread by Aedes aegypti. Now, it is a genus of mosquito. This disease is caused by Den1-4 virus belonging to the type Flavivirus. So, Flavivirus is the type which it belongs to. Now, what you will find what the symptoms the person is facing if it has dengue. Now, acute fever and headache. There is acute fever, means not very high fever, vomiting, pain in the eye socket. This is the pain and the eye socket is very prominent symptom. You will find this very prominent. Now, decrease in the platelet count, that may lead to internal hemorrhage. Internal hemorrhage means internal bleeding. Now, platelets are tiny blood cells which help the blood to clot, and it thereby it will prevent that internal bleeding. But if the platelets only go down, then the hemorrhage or the bleeding will start more. So these are the symptoms which are caused in dengue. Now, see, malaria is spread by female Anopheles, while elephantiasis by Culex. So Anopheles mosquito, it spreads malaria. It is also a genus of mosquito. Even Culex, Anopheles and Aedes, they grow in clean water. They grow in clean water, while Culex in dirty sewage water. Now see, this elephantiasis is also a parasitic infection which is caused by a worm that is transmitted from one person to other by the vector, that is a mosquito. Now we'll see swine flu. Now see, reasons for swine flu. Infection for swine flu occurs through pigs and humans. So swine flu also, it affects our respiratory system. Viruses of swine flu are spread through secretions of nose, throat and saliva. Through saliva, through your, when you sneeze, that time you can spread. Now, symptoms of swine flu: difficulty in breathing. You will have pain in your throat also, and body pains. So these things are there in swine flu. Now see, for diagnosis of swine flu, liquid from the throat of the patient is sent in the laboratory. Now these laboratories, see where they are situated: National Institute of Virology, that is in Pune, and National Institute of Communicable Disease, NICD, in Delhi. Now the first case of swine flu was reported in Mexico in 2009. Swine flu is caused by the virus influenza, that is H1N1. Now persons who come in contact with pigs and contract this disease. So when they come in contact with pigs, they contract these diseases. Now see, what the condition what we are facing is of coronavirus. That virus is also affecting our respiratory system, and because of that we cannot breathe in and a person dies. Now see, AIDS. Now AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and it is caused by the HIV virus, that is human immunodeficiency virus. Now see, this disease is caused by HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus. In this disease, victims suffer from various diseases due to progressive weakening of the natural immunity. Now diagnosis of AIDS cannot be confirmed without tests in medical laboratories. Now ELISA test is used for proper diagnosis. Symptoms of 8 persons are specific. Now what does this HIV do? It will kill the helper T cells essential to fight against the disease. Now see, what we are having a immunity system in our body that fights against the foreign particles that enter our body, the germs. Now these helper T cells, they help to fight over there, but this virus, it kills the helper T cells. So what happens? Your immunity goes down, and as your immunity goes down, you are infected with the other diseases also, like you are having TB and many more diseases. So you are infected with other diseases. So the person before dying with HIV, he will die with the other diseases only by getting infected with other diseases. Now the diagnosis, it cannot be confirmed without test. So in medical laboratories you have to do the test. ELISA is ELISA is the name of the test that is used for proper diagnosis, and the symptoms also are person specific. According to the person's body, the symptoms are different. So I hope you understand. Now infection through animals will continue in next session. Thank you.